Need some coins for golden tickets? Head on over to rockbottomcoins.com for the safest and cheapest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee at checkout for a 10% discount on your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What is going on, guys? It is Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over which GOAT player you guys should choose at the beginning of Madden 19. Now, if you guys don't know what a GOAT player is, basically at the beginning of Madden 19, if you guys pre-order the game, I believe you have to get the Hall of Fame edition in order to get it, but you will be able to get one free GOAT player as well as a free elite player from your favorite, or from a NFL team. We don't have any information on that just yet, so I can't make a list of those, but in terms of the GOAT players, we do know this for a fact. Now, these are the 5 players we're going to be getting: Terrell Owens, Brian Urlacher, Terrell Davis, Rod Woodson, and Dan Marino. Now, what I'm going to be doing for this video is, because we don't have the actual stats of the players just yet, I actually looked up on my head, and I believe all of these players have an 85 overall actually in the game, except for Terrell Owens, because of course he's not in the game, and Rod Woodson has 85 free safety, but he has an 84 cornerback, which is kind of more relative, so I'm going to go over that card stats. But I'm going to be going through these and kind of try to help you guys determine which GOAT player you guys should go ahead and choose for your team day 1 of Madden 19. Now, in Madden 18, these guys were all 85 overalls at the start, so you could definitely be seeing some similar stats to their 85 overall cards in the game right now. So I'm going to go ahead and go through them, and we're going to go one by one. Now, I also should mention, if you guys want to get yourself a custom card like any of these people that you guys are seeing right now, make sure you go to the link in the description, Frank the Tank. Make sure you say thank you for letting me get these CCs. And if you guys want anything like this, some Madden 19 cards, Madden 18, whatever you guys want, I'm sure he can hook you up with it. But the first card we're going to be going over is going to be Dan Marino. And as you guys know, Dan Marino, of course, had a Ultimate Legend card, a Legend card, pretty good cards this year, and Tom Brady is the quarterback for Madden 18, and Dan Marino's kind of replacing him, so gonna be kind of interesting. But let's go over the 85 overall Dan Marino stats. So you guys can see 85 overall, this is the Ultimate Legend giveaway piece, Dan Marino. So if we take a look at the stats, he is 56 speed, 62 acceleration, and 86 throw power. He also has an 87 short, 86 medium, 82 throw deep. Now, I believe that the throwing stats, most of the stats that are saying in general for all these 85 overall cards, probably will look about the same for Madden 19 at the beginning. Now, the thing is, of course, with Dan Marino, he's very immobile. He's not, fast at all. He's a very pocket passing QB. He has 86 throw power, 87 short, 86 medium, 82 deep, and an 80 play action, which Madden 19, you can expect his throwing stats to be about that, I'd imagine. Now, the thing is, we don't really know exactly how good the quarterbacks are going to be in Madden 19, and off the start, an 85 overall QB, decent, but you should also keep in mind that they did it a little bit differently this year, where you can actually upgrade your GOAT players. I believe it was all the way up to like 90 or 89, something like that. I do know we could get Deion Sanders up to a 91, I believe, or 93 even, maybe at the highest. But the fact of the matter is, these 85 overalls probably going to be upgradable as well. But right at the start, of course, you only have the 85 overall GOAT players, and if you want to go with Dan Marino as your quarterback, I guess that's kind of up to you. Personally, I'm going to stay away from Dan Marino just because of the fact that I don't want to have just a pocket QB, and also I don't want to be stuck with a quarterback at the beginning of the game. Now, next up, we're going to be going over Brian Urlacher, who honestly, in my opinion, could be pretty decent. 85 overall middle linebacker would definitely be nice to start at the beginning of the year. Now, the thing is with Brian Urlacher, he's a middle linebacker, so if you run a 4-3 defense, you're only going to have one of those, and if you run a 3-4 though, you're probably going to have 2 middle linebackers. Now, once again, the 85 overall Brian Urlacher is an Ultimate Legend giveaway piece that we all got for free, but you can see the stats: 79 speed, 85 acceleration, he has a 78 jumping, a 77 block shed, a 87 hit power, and a 78 zone coverage. Now, if they decide to make all these guys 85 overalls, which I would assume they will, hopefully the speed, at least an 80, Of course, for me personally, I like to use my middle linebackers. 80 speed to start off the year. Definitely not the worst, I guess. 87 hit power could be better. 77 block shed, not the absolute worst. Now, of course, you guys are looking at these stats and you're like, oh, this is absolute trash, because you're used to seeing 99 overall cards. But at the beginning of Madden 19, these stats, probably going to be pretty good for a middle linebacker to start off. 69 catching, 78 zone coverage, of course, could be a little bit higher. You're not going to see any 91 zone middle linebackers right off the start, so don't even expect that. 85 tackling, 84 pursuit, 87 hit power. Not the worst. Once again, kind of a depth type position. You can play him in outside linebackers. You can play him at second middle linebacker number 1. If you like to not use your middle linebacker, wouldn't be too bad. Honestly, though, Brian Urlacher, in my opinion, may be not the best choice. Next up, we have a cornerback who is known for his block shed and his hit power, Rod Woodson. I gotta say, this card art that Frank Think did was pretty freaking awesome. Take a look at that 85 overall Rod Woodson, and I believe that's the legend picture he actually had at the beginning of this year. Now, like I said before, the 85 overall Rod Woodson that was in his set was a free safety and was like later in his years when he was on the Raiders, and he had like 81 speed, which I definitely don't expect to see on a Rod Woodson card. So I'm going to go over his 84 overall legend card, who has 89 speed and a 91 acceleration. Now with 91 agility, 90 jumping, starting off the year with a 71 block shed, 80 hit power corner would be absolutely insane. I can only hope they keep the block shed and hit power about the same on the 85 overall GOAT Rod Woodson come Madden 19, but that would definitely be a great cornerback to have. Now, one of the reasons I would suggest going with Rod Woodson, first off, beginning of the year, you're probably not going to have that high speed cards. 89 speed, if the GOAT edition has 88, 89, maybe even 90 speed, if they decide to bump it up a little bit, which they could, this card's only 84 overall, and the GOAT's are usually 85s. With that being said, 78 man, 75 zone, not the absolute best. Of course, he's not going to be the best coverage corner, but 90 jumping, 91 excel, 91 agility. Surprisingly enough, he can be your kick returner too. So, as you guys can even see from the description, Rod Woodson had an 84-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the third quarter, and the Steelers ended up winning the game over the Chargers because of that. But 89 speed, 91 excel, maybe the fastest cards in the game at the beginning of the game will be Legends, of course, and maybe they'll have 91, 92 speed, maybe wide receiver or cornerback. Besides that, not a lot of people are going to have 89, 90 speed. So, Rod Woodson, fast cornerback, good jumping. You won't be able to have the jump balls. Can stuff the run with a 71 block shed, 80 hit power, maybe about the same I'm hoping for, maybe a little bit higher. And he can also be your kick returner. And at the matter of fact that he is a depth position with cornerback, you can play him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter. He will always be on your team at least the beginning for at least the first couple months, even if he's only, cornerback 4, cornerback 5, unless your team is absolutely stacked. Next up, we have John Elway's partner in crime, Terrell Davis, TD, Terrell Davis. Now we're going to be going over his 85 overall Super Bowl edition card, you guys can see right here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Now here's the thing with running backs. Once again, it's a depth position, and there's probably going to be quite a few elite running backs come Madden 19. I got to say, there's probably going to be like Alvin Kamara, Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Melvin Gordon. There's going to be a ton of different elite running backs. But when you take a look at Terrell Davis, 86 speed, 89 acceleration, 83 trucking, also has a 80 spin, 81 juke, 85 carrying, 86 speed, 89 excel, not the absolute fastest card in the game, but definitely not too bad for the beginning of Madden 19 if his stats are around this. 83 trucking, not too bad. He's not really particularly good in a lot of things, but you can definitely imagine that with the GOAT players, their stats may be a little bit different. I'm just kind of showing you guys these people because I feel like it's going to be relatively close to this. You might see them even boost up the speed on him just to kind of entice people to kind of go with him a little bit more. Maybe you'll see 88, 89 speed on him, which definitely isn't the absolute worst and worst case scenario. I mean, if you're, a Cowboys fan, a Cardinals fan, you really want to get your team's running back like Zeke, Todd Gurley, obviously they're probably going to be better than this Terrell Davis. But you have a great backup running back and a third down back to go with if you do decide to go with TD. And finally, we have the Madden 19 Hall of Fame Edition cover athlete himself, Mr. T.O. Terrell Owens. Though as I'm sure you guys know, we do not have a Terrell Owens in the actual game, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys Jerry Rice's GOAT card. Now, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, a little bit different receivers. I'd imagine that we would see Terrell Owens maybe his catch on traffic a little bit higher, speed a little bit higher, and maybe the route running down just a couple points because, of course, Jerry Rice, one of the best route runners in NFL history, he's definitely going to have higher route running than Terrell Owens would. But you guys can see based off Jerry Rice, he had 85 speed, he had an 86 acceleration, 84 catching, 82 catch in traffic, 78 spec catch, 84 route running, 78 release, and his run blocking was a 63. Now what could we see on Terrell Owens? Maybe 88, 87 speed, catch in traffic hopefully like an 85, route running maybe like 81, 82, run blocking hopefully about the same, spectacular catch probably like an 82, a little bit higher. I feel like he's more of a vertical threat type receiver and jump ballish. So with that being said, Terrell Owens, definitely pretty good choice. Now in my opinion, I think you guys should go with, without a doubt, a depth position. Because like I said, these guys may be getting upgradable cards throughout the year, like 88 overall, 89, 90, where you can upgrade them with some elite tokens or some collectibles, something like that. But you definitely want to have someone that you can, use all year long. Like even right now, I think up until about the end of December, I chose the cornerback Deion Sanders this year as my GOAT player, and I upgraded him all the way up to a 91 overall. And he was on my team probably until about the end of December. And that's crazy. About 4 months that man was on my team. I believe he was my fourth cornerback, or my fifth cornerback. 91 overall Deion Sanders, because of course he was extremely fast. And with Rod Woodson, you have a fast cornerback. Not as fast as Deion Sanders, but still pretty good in the run game. And if you go with Terrell Owens, then of course you have a decent receiver at least to come in at number 4, number 5, even as late as November and December. So with that being said, in my personal opinion, I think the two best people to go with would be Terrell Owens or Rod Woodson. Of course, Terrell Davis would be a solid backup running back. I would not suggest going with Dan Marino because you don't want to have a quarterback that you're stuck with for, until you get a better one, or at least for the meantime. Now, of course, some people might say, well, it's a quarterback, but you can't always use two quarterbacks in a game. So that's not the best opinion or the best option. In my opinion, of course, Brian Urlacher, I mean, you could put him at third, middle linebacker, whatever, but personally, I would prefer to have depth elsewhere, wide receiver and cornerback, because they seem to get tired a little bit quicker. But if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, and let me know down below which GOAT player you guys are going to go with. And also, once they release like the actual stats on the GOAT players, of course, I will be going ahead and going over all them, and then making another video kind of going over which one you should pick based off their actual stats. But I feel like this would be kind of a fun video to make, basing it off of who I expect or how I expect their stats to look like. But if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, and comment. Closing in on 20,000 subscribers. I will see you guys next time.